Good morning, this is Norma Cowie. Once more, I am live streaming to both my YouTube channel and my psychic professional page, Norma Cowie, Psychic Life Consultant. And it's a wet Sunday here. So it's kind of like an interesting thing as I do and to present my Sunday thought. As I was contemplating what word, what topic, what everything I would use today, a thought dropped into my head. Celebration. So I had to stop and think about celebration for a moment. I looked back over my life and remembered how my husband and I at the time had two children. We raised them. We celebrated every Friday with fish and chips. We had all the big meals, Christmas, New Year, Easter, family dinners, bringing other members of the family in. And as the children grew up, and of course they're adults now, but we had lots of celebration. We included celebration in our lives. Successes that we had, we would celebrate. It would be automatic to be joyful, to be happy. We would put music on, especially when it was just myself and the kids, and we would dance. We would be free. We would plan our holidays and celebrate that we could go on them. And we traveled quite a bit, even though my daughter suffered car sickness quite a lot. So she had quite a bit of gravel at that time in order that we could get from British Columbia to California, say, or Arizona or Nevada or wherever. We were travelers and we loved the sun. So we celebrated. Life was joyous. Life was happy. Yes, we worked hard and we created, but we had learned how to save money as a child. And so we saved for our holidays. We saved for a house. We saved for things. We managed to create, but not just creating, but to feel that joy of living and that joy of success. I often feel we need a goal to work towards to feel success when we achieve it, or sadness if we perhaps don't, and also recalibrate. I found everything that didn't quite work was always showed me what didn't work. So there I could also rearrange and figure out what would work. So I was thinking, like, in today's times, every holiday that we would normally get together has been locked down. Interesting that, isn't it? How all the times when people do come together, which is really important, not only for our immune system, but for our well-being, especially the elderly need comfort, need touch, need to be wrapped in family or friends or just somebody who cares. So all of those things, as I think about it now, I'm very fortunate. I have a few friends that live around me who were not really tied into the fear factor. And so we have had gatherings for Christmas and Easter and a few things. But there is still that tightness, that's still that fear factor that's in the collective consciousness that kind of goes like, oh, what? I actually was at the store the other day and had a person back away because I got too close. And I thought, this is such a shame. Where is the celebration of humanity? Where is the celebration of life? And perhaps that's why I was given the word for this Sunday thought. So it's like, where do you look for celebration and joy? Because they go together. You can't celebrate without being joyous. And joy is a feeling that bubbles up. I remember one time hearing a person saying, like bubbles in a champagne glass. It's like allowing yourself to be joyous, to be free, to be happy. And so how do we create that in our society? Now, I've always been one to celebrate things. In the early days, no, actually it wasn't the early days and with wine. It was in between days with wine or something similar to that. And today it's probably chocolate or an ice cream, but it's still, unfortunately, I've tended to go into food than anything else. But find what brings you that degree of joy so that you can celebrate life. Nature offers so much now. A friend and I were just driving back from where we had to go yesterday, and we were just saying what a beautiful world we live in. Even though the storm clouds were collecting for the rain that we have today, it was predicted yesterday, but it really didn't show up till late. And our land needs rain. We need the rain to go into the soil. And I have become over the years, from being a very driven person, you could say, a lot in my mind, sorting out issues and problems and things to resolve, to being so appreciative of our planet, to be so appreciative of the earth and what the earth gives us as a whole, as this planet that we're on, and how it sustains us. And the earth in the self, which is has all the ingredients to grow wonderful, fresh food that supports our bodies, so it supports our well-being because we feel alive. Eating live food creates an aliveness within the body. So how can we celebrate with ourselves? Many of us live alone. I'm speaking with a friend this week who was mentioning that the isolation is really getting to her, and she's never been this depressed in her life. I'm fortunate I'm not super deprived days, because family's hard to see. Now we're in a travel lockdown. Things that don't make sense logically, really, they don't make sense. That's the problem. So it can be difficult to celebrate in this time. But the key is we need to. We need to celebrate in some way. We need to feel the joy of life. We need to get together with where we can and appreciate each other. Appreciate the journeys that we're on. Appreciate the things of where we're doing, so that we can celebrate being alive. So we can celebrate our beautiful planet that we live on. So we can celebrate each other's victories, however they may be. Sometimes we think of victories as being really big things. They're not always really, really big things. Sometimes they're just little things. So I really want you to think about what you can do this week on how you can do one form of celebration for yourself. Maybe just dance. Maybe I don't walk very well these days, so getting outside and even going for a walk is victorious. I can celebrate that. But see if you can phone a friend, talk about some times that you did have where you got to celebrate, all those kind of things. I really wish you well. I thank you very much for listening. I want you to celebrate life, because we are still alive and we still have choices that we can make, and we still have some freedoms, and we are fortunate, and that is worth celebrating. I thank you for your likes, your subscriptions, your going to my website, normacowie.com, and contacting me. I sincerely appreciate everything. I appreciate you. God bless.